Hello, welcome to day 2 of Scraptember, and day 2 is a white base, so it's also the first Saturday of the month, which makes it Stamp It Like It's Hot. And Stamp It Like It's Hot this month is to stamp pattern paper. So what I thought I'd do is start with a white base and stamp my pattern paper for my background. I'm going to be using Where To Next inks that someone has swatched. I got this from Crazy Craft Obsessions, which are an Australian scrapbook store. They ship to Australia and New Zealand only. On their webpage, their Facebook page, they quite often swatch collections. So this is their swatch for Where To Next. So I pulled them out, and because I'm going to be stamping, I wanted some inks that would stamp better. I know you can stamp with oxides, but I wanted something a bit more. So I've got these Stampin' Up colours out. I've got Old Olive, Sweet Sorbet, Starry Sky and Crushed Curry. And I'm going to be stamping with, got these layering circles from Jen Scow. And these stamps, these circle stamps from DLS Design. These came with the Zen collection. So I love like papers which are semicircles and offset semicircles and things like that, so I thought I'd create my own. The pictures, I'm not sure if I'm just doing these two or doing all three. They are Mr. Ding when we were having dinner. The first night we got to Scotland in, when did we go? Scotland? June? July? This is the first night. We stayed in a hotel in Kilmarnock, so we stopped halfway up to the Highlands, and we're just reminiscing about a story from when we went to New York with my sisters and brothers-in-law in November 2019. So we're just reminiscing about that story, and Mr. Ding was epileptic again like he was when the story originally happened. So that's what I'm doing, and no set plan as to layout or sketch or anything like that. We're just gonna stamp the background, trim the photo, stamp the background and wing it and see where we end up. Right, I'm going to trim these down. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got a bit carried away when trimming the photos down, and I've used 3 of the frames from the Where To Next collection to frame the photo, so I'm going to use all 3, and I've also pulled on the big chipboard titles out. So I've divided the page diagonally with some painter's tape, with some low tack tape, and I've mounted the stamps on the blocks, and I'm just going in now and just stamping half and half with the different semicircle stamps from these stamps from Jen Scow. I have, instead of messing about and cleaning each stamp to change colour, I've just decided that each design's going to go with a colour. So I've got the quarter circles and the numbers with the blue, the story stamp and the dots with the green, and then at the minute I've just got the stripes on the yellow, but I do end up on the red, sorry, I do end up taking the solid semicircle off and putting that on red as well. And I've got that kind of line nesty kind of thing on the yellow with the rainbow, couldn't think of the word then. So just covering half of the page with these images, just alternating between colours. I do try my best to kind of mix them up a bit through the page, but you know, I do end up with some same colours next to each other. I'm trying not to get too precious and too focused on that, because with only 4 colours, you know, and wanting to randomly do the background, I'm not gonna keep on getting them without being next to the same colour. You know, with it being 2 halves of the same thing and 4 colours, they are going to end up the same colours next to each other, so I'm really not worrying about that. I do start actually with the offsetting going to the right and then end up with it going to the left, which again, you know, it's a hand stamp background, so it is going to change. It's not going to be perfect, and I'm really happy with how this half turns out, and I don't worry that much about these stamps not stamping perfectly on the solid ones, because I'm going a bit quick and not spending time. If you do hold the stamp on the paper a little bit longer, the paper or the card will soak the ink up a little bit better, and you'll end up with more perfect images. But I'm not getting too precious about that, and I am, as I said, really happy with how this turns out. After I finished doing this half, so I do get to a bit where I'm doing 3 in the one colour for the bottom halves, and then going in with the top half in the other three different colours. And I wish I started from the beginning like this, because it kind of made finishing this side of the page off quite quickly. It sped things up a bit. So once I finish doing this half, I do then move on to the DLS design stamps on the second half, and I get a little way up and I decide it's too much having 2 halves stamped, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm just moving the tape over now and then masking what I've already stamped to come in with the other stamps, and I'll just change them over. Now I'm cleaning off the ink from the ones I've just used and putting them away, and then stamping, mounting up 4 of the semicircles from the DLS design stamp set. So I do kind of just alternate colours along the bottom, and then come in and do the top half of each circle, and kind of get the do this half a little bit quicker like that. And I wanted it a little bit more uniform than the randomness of the side before. But when I get about halfway up the page, I do decide it is too much with the other side stamped, so I do actually stop stamping it at that point, and I bring in some pattern paper. I take this off to my craft mat and my knife and cut this in half diagonally and cover the bottom half. I was thinking about backing it on that black piece of card, but I changed my mind. So here I am, just sticking that half of the paper down. I kind of do regret using up some of those, so many of those. I cut parts on the back, but I do have some of them in the 12 by 12 paper pad as well. So at the end of the day, paper's there to be used, so I need to not worry too much about what's on the B side if I'm wanting, or what's on the A side if I'm wanting the B side. So I'm really happy with how I've got these frames arranged with the photos in, and I'm just coming in now and sticking them down. So I've used 2 of the square frames, which are the same size with different patterns, and then the rectangular frame with the word on. So I just thought they went well with these photos and with the papers and the stamping. And the big yes is just, it's the laugh we were having thinking about what happened in New York. I think I told the story when I scrapped those New York pictures from the dinner we had, and we were telling a story about dog's back legs that went, and my sister said something about her husband's back legs going. That happened to my husband, and my brother was like, oh, what, his back legs went? And it was, very funny, and that's what we were talking about here. So I took off from the half of the pattern paper that I haven't used. I've cut a tag off there that's got the plate and knives and forks on. Didn't really want to use that colour because it was too similar to the background, but it had the perfect icon on the bottom, so I've backed it on black card to lift it, so it doesn't disappear into the background. And then I'm just going through the chipboard to get some embellishments off here. I don't really add very much to this page. Because of all the stamping, it's very busy background. I don't add very much more. I'm here using my determination to use bulldog clips out of this set. I am that determined. I've actually bought bulldog dies from Hey Little Magpie to create my own, because I'm really enjoying, now I've got into using them, how they look. So yeah, just going through the stickers, I decided to put this border along the bottom. I do rip the first couple of hearts off because I struggle getting it tucked as far under as I like, and I add those hearts under the S. We are actually nearly done. Please check out the link in the description for the Scraptember playlist, and also the playlist for Stamp It Like It's Hot, organised by Brianna. I'm going to just slow the video down and just give you a close-up of the bits I've done, so the stamping and the embellishing, and then there's some stills at the end. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and lovely to hear from you. If you want to drop a hi or an emoji or something in the comments, it'll be great to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Bye.